This time on Woody's Garage, we recycle the recycler again.
Well, I'm back here in the basement in the crowded place near the door because it's raining out. It's Friday night, I got nothing to do, so I just dragged in this guy. And I've watched a couple of videos on like carb linkage and stuff like that. A couple of things. Basically, this governor is just totally loose here. I guess I should have realized that, but I'm not all that familiar with the Tecumseh vertical engine governors. And the throttle here, this piece that goes to the butterfly here, should be on top, and the spring should be on the bottom. Now, this wasn't a bad choice for spring from what I've seen, but I actually think I have the right one. It is a piece of this wire plus a spring attached to it, and if I got it, I'll show it to you. Otherwise, I think this one will work. But first thing I want to do is look at this governor arm, and basically, you know, if it's stock, and this makes sense, this thing should basically be a 90-degree angle because you kind of go from there. So really there's no way until you start the thing up, and I can't do that in the basement, to figure out if it's right. But I want to get it in the ballpark and get it so that it, you know, it's tight. So I got to get the crap out of there and see what fits in there. That looks like it was probably the same size as this that's stripped out. And I also, obviously, I want to loosen this up, and maybe I'll replace it. I might have another screw that I can put in there with a spring on it, because that thing does not look right. Okay, let me see what I can do. Another thing, I flipped this thing with my fingers before, all the way over to this side. It doesn't belong on this side, it belongs on the other side, which is kind of weird. I'm going to take this whole arm off and, you know, and put it right. Okay, that screws out, and this just flopped over, so it's fine being right there. Now another thing I want to do with this thing out is put, interchange those two, put the one on the bottom on the top, and then I got to go take a look and see if I have that spring that I was thinking that I had, and swap it out. Otherwise I'll just leave this spring because I think it'll do the trick. Yeah, I do have one. I think I showed it to you yesterday. Just got to bend the end a little bit, and we'll set it up. Take the other spring off. Well, I see why that governor was a problem. That's actually stripped. No grip there, so I got to figure out something to do to get that to grip. Bigger screw, maybe. So, I couldn't for the life of me get this screw out. I tried a cold chisel in there to make like a place for a regular screwdriver. Tried getting pliers on that's the end of that screw to turn it. So I decided to just take the carb off this way. Probably use a really good cleaning anyway, although that's not really what I wanted to do right now. But let's see if we can get that out now that we got the room. Alright, I got it to turn out with the small vice grips. Kind of crunched the end though, so now it's giving me a hard time getting through there. But in reality, yeah, it's a pretty good place to drop the idle. And I can actually screw it in if need be a little bit, so I could be happy with that. Or I still might try to get it out. So here's the deal that I did on the governor. I just stuck a nut inside of those two. That way it's kind of clamped in there, so I stand half a chance of getting it tight. And I think I'll put the governor arm on now, and then we'll weave this into it with the carb still off, if you know what I mean, because it has to be one or the other. Okay, the carb's remounted. We got the first linkage on. The governor's holding there pretty stiff at about a 90-degree angle, maybe a little less. The throttle is not all the way open. It's about, probably about 3/4 open. Now the spring that I got, I'm not sure if this one's right. I'm not even sure if I got it anymore. Where did it go? Okay, hang on, I gotta find that. So I got it right now. I just actually had it backwards before. This guy goes on the top. You can see that, and the spring thing goes on the bottom. Is that right? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Really don't. I guess you have to try it, unfortunately. Yeah, we got that at, I'd like it to, it's not pulling the throttle back far enough. Well, I guess it is. It's funny, they go right into that tube. That's a little better, I guess. Let's bend the shit out of it, right? Okay, this will come down. Okay, that might just work. Okay, I was thinking of another thing for the wheels. This side has the broken sprocket, and the gears actually look a little worn. So I was thinking of taking the gear off, hitting it with a file to get rid of kind of the burrs and stuff like that, and swap the wheels. Why swap the wheels? Because the gear's better on the other side, so you kind of be like splitting the difference. Huh. Let's hope. Okay, I'm going to button this side up and leave it for when we can test it outside, and let's get to the wheels. So we got the wheel off here. Popped off the C-clip. It went flying across the room, who knows where. I heard it hit off the box over here, but haven't seen it since. Now, the gears in here, look at them. Aren't they something, huh? And I'm pretty sure this side was out. I'm going to have to check the other side to make sure I got it right. But it looks like, it's made to slip, and then get stuck in these slots. It does have a key. The key's on the bottom here. And I'm not sure if that's for the key, but let's see if I can turn this axle around and we'll get the key up here. Okay, to bring the wheel around, I had to turn the wheel on the other side the opposite way. So if I was turning the wheel on the other side reverse, this side would turn forward. Huh. Kind of weird. Now, I noticed there's a bunch of gunk in here, so I kind of went prying around. I was going like, uh-oh, did I break something? But if you notice right there, that's a little spring. This guy right here. And it looks like it fits in the hole in there. And I think it was kind of awkwardly in there. So maybe it wasn't doing its job quite right. Not quite sure why it's set up like this. I don't have a clue. But let me clean up the axle a little bit and maybe I can get some gunk out of there. Some oil down in there. Got that spring soaking. And I'm going to take a file and see if I can make these look any better. Okay, it looks a little more like a spring now. And I cleaned up the gear. Pretty much got the gunk out of the channels. And I noticed, let me see, oh yeah, that there's an L here. So L, left hand, yeah, came off the left hand, and I would assume this would be out. So that's good. It means I can probably switch the wheels, but I can't switch the gears. So let's reassemble this. And I don't know what the hell happened to that clip. I'll see if I got another clip, or maybe I can find it. And we'll go from there. So what this thing has to do is it must stop on that key when it comes up after being compressed. So it gets compressed, it comes up here, and then it releases and it notches. I don't really understand why it does that, but that's what it does. Very weird. Hey, there's a clip. Yeah, I pulled off the other wheel. I looked at it. I cleaned the gears with with a screwdriver. Then I hit it with a lot of WD-40 and just wiggled everything back and forth, and everything really seemed free and clean. I put the wheel from this side on the other side, so this one I got that has the good sprocket on it, no broken teeth. So we're good to reassemble this side. Clean off the axle on this side too. I should do the one on the other side. These things that run through plastic wheels, they get dirty so fast. Once they get dirty and they start having a buildup on them, they start ripping the plastic and the wheel apart. Then you get those floppy looking wheels and stuff like that come a little prematurely because they're friggin' plastic. Okay, the axles and stuff are clean on both sides. They both turn like this, okay? But stop going that way. I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to fix. All you can think of is that key that's in there is coming up and kind of like doing its thing. Like it shouldn't go backwards. I tried pulling in the drive thing. Actually just the brake for the engine, that handle, and nothing. So I don't know if it has to do with the push handle. I'm going to try to do that, but I can't hold the camera and do that at the same time. Let me push that in and see what happens. No, I push this all the way in. Like that. Jeez, it's like a workout. And yeah, nothing there either. So why can't it roll in reverse? Very mysterious. I don't know, but I think we're probably done for the night until we can try it outside in the daylight. Alright, it's the next day. You wouldn't have known it, but we got like a coating of snow this morning, but it's all melting off right now. So I was thinking about it last night and why you can't go in reverse in this thing without the wheels kind of locking up now and then. I'm thinking that maybe it's the adjustment here. So I'm going to back off on this a little bit, but we really wanted to start it up. I got another air filter for it too, another crappy one, although I ordered a couple of brand new ones of these. So we'll see if that governor's working first. Still pretty fast. It's at 90 degrees now. I'm going to move it so the arm comes back a little bit. No, I lied. I put it the other way. Let's see what happens. Same. Now it's kind of going the other way. Okay, I'm sort of coming to the conclusion that the governor does not work. Okay, I just pulled this out of the governor. This thing just like strips out and stuff. It doesn't seem to get tight because I just went up to tighten it and the governor was moving all over the place. So we're replacing this guy with hopefully something that'll tighten a little better. Okay, we cut this one down, put a lock washer on it, see if we can get it to thread. Hallelujah. Yeah, we got it. The other screw that I put in there holds it much tighter. It was just moving before. So now the RPMs are actually a little bit low. So we're going to get a little bit higher. But this is good news.
That's way too low. Go back the other side. Pull it backwards too. Yeah, it will work. Okay, it seems to be working good. What I did was, I adjusted the governor the best I could. Then I took the, you can see in there, I turned the idle up. And it's a good speed. It seems to be going good. I don't know if I can sell this one. It's just kind of too weird. So I might keep it just as mine. But I'm going to sharpen up the blade, and once we get some grass, we can try it out. Yeah, blade's all sharp. We're waiting for a air filter to come in, and this will probably be mine. Oh, the last thing I wanted to do is clean the spark plug, and I guess you don't need to see that. Gap it to 30, and it's all set.